Proverbs in action. Number 3, learning English through pictures. Let us get this started with right now. Number 11 all the way number 20. The best of friends must part. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Number 13. The bigger they are come, the harder they fall. Blood is thicker than water. Blood is thicker than water. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. A change is as good as rest. The course of true love never did run smooth. Divide and rule. Enough is as good as feast. Familiarity breeds contempt. And that's about it. Alright. Mary and Susan's mothers were friends. Mary and Susan often played together when they were small. Righto. So, Mary and Susan's mothers were friends. Mary and Susan often played together when they were small. They went through school and university together and were always close. But even the best of friends must part. Mary got married and went to live abroad with her husband. Thanks to modern technology, however, it is possible to remain in close contact with someone even if they live far away. Now, number 2. This is, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. This means that it's better to deal with someone who you're familiar with, even if you don't like them, as you won't risk dealing with someone far worse. So here's the example comic. Mrs. Drawer is the new lady dentist, is she? Yes, and everybody says she's a lot gentler than Mr. Driller. Arg! On the other hand, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Oh my god, is my teeth okay? Nope, it is not okay. Right, next up we have the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Now, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Like when someone or something large or important is brought down, their downfall is particularly spectacular. Remember, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Boom. I thought you said the bigger they are. Yes, but you have to knock them over first. I like how it's like the traditional boxing match, where I like the spectators are all around in these, and there's so many that their faces and facial expressions just disappear. And as this guy's just vessels are about to pop, you can literally see his vessels about to pop. Okay, next up we have blood is thicker than water. Blood is thicker than water. Blood is thicker than water. Now this means that usually when you go ahead, blood is thicker than water. This means that usually when you go ahead and see about someone else, like some of your relatives or someone who is part of your family, the relations between members of the same family, they are usually much more stronger than the relations with outsiders. Mrs. Green has had a terrible shock. She has recognized someone she has seen on the television. She is sure that the robber in the picture is her favorite nephew, George. And now he's here. Normally she would be so glad to see him. Can I stay for a few days, Auntie? Blood is thicker than water. But can she really not tell the police that he is here? Alright, next up we have the chain is only as strong as its weakest link. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. This means that if one of the links that make up a chain is weaker than the others, then the chain will break at some point. Inevitably. This is number 15, by the way. The Paternal Pointe School of Dancing put on a show for parents and friends today. There was some beautiful solo dancing. The group work too was impressive. Also, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Heh. Oh well. Number 16 is a change is as good as rest. Now, a change is as good as rest. This means that doing something refreshes you as much as having a rest does. It does get a little bit boring driving my bus, I have to admit. It's the same route every day. Often it's the same people getting on and off the bus. Afternoon, Bob. So when I couldn't go to my usual route because the workmen were digging up the road, it didn't worry me at all. I thought the change is as good as the rest, and I was actually quite pleased. So, what do you think this means? Like, this means that if you go ahead and you do something different. Like, let me specifically tell you what this means again. I know I already told you the definition, but after reading the comic, I think it's better to restate the definition. It means that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it will get boring, right? So if something changes, then it's something that goes ahead and, well, it's new, so you love it. Right, next up we have the course of true love didn't run smooth. Now, the course of true love didn't run smooth for people. This means that when people are in love, they always encounter problems that make it difficult for them to be together. Very difficult. Mike and Jane fell in love at the airport, but Jane was going to work abroad and Mike was engaged to somebody else. Mike broke off his engagement, and Jane soon gave up her job. Mike's friends all thought he was mad, and Jane's parents wouldn't speak to her for a week. The course of true love didn't run smooth for them. Let's hope things go better now that they're married. That works out a lot, don't you think? Right, next up we have the best advice in warfare. Divide and rule. Now divide and rule pretty much means you go ahead and you divide your enemies, and then so you can go ahead and destroy them each. Divide and conquer is another variation of this. The opposition leaders from the north and the south of the country have reached an agreement at last. But why is a government representative holding talks with the sovereign leader behind closed doors? The sovereign leader now says he will cooperate with the government on matters of national importance. The government's divide and rule tactics seem to have worked. This united opposition is much easier to deal with. Yeah, once you go ahead and you disunite them, divide them, well then it's game over for everyone. Game over. Right, next up we have enough was as good as a feast. Now this means that to have as much as you need is as good as, or it's better than, in fact, than you having to need more things. Like you can't exactly go ahead and go to a buffet and eat everything. Like you eat the bread and then you realize you have to have space for the meat. Brian suggested a brisk 10-kilometer walk as it was a fine afternoon. It was a lovely walk, but quite tiring. When they had finished the 10 kilometers, Brian wanted to go a bit further. How about another 5 kilometers? For Barry though, enough was as good as a feast. You must be joking! Right, next up we have this. Familiarity breeds contempt. This is number 20 as an FYI. Day 1. This is definitely the best toy ever! Day 2. This toy is awesome. I wonder what else it can do. Onward and upward to the edge of the galaxy. Day 3. It's a good toy, but you can't do very much with it. Greetings, Earth people. Day 4. What else did I get for my birthday? Familiarity breeds concept. Alright, here we go. Familiarity breeds concept. Now, familiarity breeds concept. This means that you have to go ahead, you get to know someone before you make, like, you have to get to know someone. You have to get to know that person. And getting to know that person makes you lose respect for them. Because now that you know what they truly are doing, they're not that impressive. Because you realize that they're all of a lie just behind you. Bob the Spaceman. Yeah, this is probably the best toy ever. What did I get for my birthday? Yeah, kids really do have little like little attention spans, don't they? And they really kind of hate things that are repetitive. It is a really good toy though for like 6-year-old, 7-year-old. That's it. Next time we'll be doing these 10 words. Until next time, Shuhan out, peace. Bye bye.